So I have 16 credit cards, and in this video, I'm gonna rank them from worst to best from number 16 all the way up to number 1, just so I can show you what my favorite credit cards are right now based on my own personal experience of what's in my wallet. So let's get right into it here with card number 16, which is the Wells Fargo Active Cash, and that earns 2% cash back on everything, which is double the standard 1% back that pretty much any other basic credit card offers. Now, I know a lot of people out there dislike Wells Fargo, but the Active Cash is a decent credit card overall as far as cashback cards. And other than the 2% back, which some other cards offer, like the Citi Double Cash and the Apple Card, the Active Cash has a slight advantage here because it does come with a standard sign-up bonus of $200, whereas those other 2% cards usually do not offer a bonus. The Active Cash also has no annual fee and a nice cell phone protection benefit, but the reason it's at the very bottom of my list here in my own personal credit card rotation is just because I don't use it that much anymore, since it is a cashback card and I'm more of a points and miles guy. That's because I think there's a lot more upside for travel with credit cards like those that earn points and miles. However, this is my oldest active credit card account, so it's important to keep open because age of credit is a factor that affects about 15% of our credit scores. So having this account for the past 7 years is something that is positively affecting my score. The account actually used to be a basic student credit card that really didn't do much, but after I graduated from Penn State around 5 years ago, I decided to upgrade it to the Active Cash because earning 2% back is pretty good for when I do use it. But because I only upgraded this account, I was not able to get the $200 sign-up bonus, but I'm okay with that because I would probably have not applied for this card to get that bonus anyway. So basically, I'll use my Wells Fargo Active Cash maybe 1 or 2 times per year just to keep it open and active because I don't want to risk that account getting shut down due to inactivity. And with most of the major credit card issuers, you're going to be just fine and won't get shut down if you're using your cards at least once every 6 to 12 months. So just keep track of that because you do not want to lose accounts due to inactivity, especially with older cards. Then next, for card number 15, I've got my Chase Ink Cash business credit card, which was actually my first business credit card that I got approved for almost 2 years ago for this YouTube channel. And this is also a no annual fee card that came with a nice sign-up bonus of 75,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Now, Chase advertises this as $750 of cash back on their website, but just to be clear, you actually earn that in the form of Chase UR points. So 75,000 Chase points could be redeemed for $750 of cash back at 1 cent per point, or you could take those points and then combine them with other better Chase credit cards like the Sapphire Preferred, like I do, where I can then transfer those points for closer to maybe 2 to 3 cents per point, and that would make the sign-up bonus worth around $1,500 or even up to $2,250 or more, depending on how I transfer and redeem those points for travel. Now, honestly, that sign-up bonus was the main reason for me getting this card because the points categories that it has really don't give me much value personally, so I don't really use this card that much anymore, and that's the main reason I decided to put this card at number 15 on my list. So there's some decent 5x and 2x point multipliers that work pretty well for certain businesses, but for a YouTube channel like mine, those multipliers don't really work that well, so I was cool with just getting this card mostly for that sign-up bonus with no annual fee. After that, for credit card number 14, I'm gonna put my Chase Freedom card, which is actually no longer open to new applications, and that's because Chase replaced this with the slightly better Freedom Flex card that basically works the same way, but with a few other features and benefits. And this discontinued Freedom card was actually my second ever credit card that I got shortly after graduating from college, so it kind of got me started in the whole world of credit cards and points and miles, because like the Ink Cash, this card also earns Chase UR points. Now, on the original Chase Freedom card, I got a sign-up bonus of $150 cash back, or really 15,000 Chase points. And the cool thing that made me get this card was that it earned 5x points per dollar on up to $1,500 of spending per quarter in rotating categories for things like grocery stores, dining, gas, Amazon, and more. But eventually Chase introduced the Freedom Flex card, which also got 5x points per dollar in the same exact rotating categories, along with a few other things like 3x on dining and drugstores. So eventually I got that card, and that became what I would use for those rotating 5x categories. And now this older Freedom card here is just used a few times per year just to keep it active, or if I go over the $1,500 spending limit to earn 5x on the Freedom Flex, then I'll start using this Freedom card as well. But again, this is another older credit card account with no annual fee, so I'm just gonna keep it open and active just to continue having that positive effect on my age of credit for my credit score. Then next, for credit card number 13 here, I'm gonna be putting the Chase Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card, and that is one of the few hotel co-branded credit cards I have right now. And I'll be honest, the main reason I got this card as well was also for that sign-up bonus, which was a limited time offer at the time that I applied. Now, I was under the Chase 524 rule when I saw an offer for 5 free nights worth up to 50,000 Marriott points per night, and because I was under 524, I wanted to get another Chase credit card like this to take advantage of that rule before I looked at getting other cards from other issuers. And if you're new to my channel here or credit cards in general, the Chase 524 rule is something that Chase has in place, and it says if you've opened 5 or more personal credit cards across all issuers in the past 24 months, you will automatically be denied for any new Chase credit cards. So the strategy here in the credit card game is that if you're under this rule, then it makes sense to prioritize Chase cards first before you go ahead and get locked out from those Chase cards by having too many new accounts in the past 24 months. And you can always apply for those other credit cards from other issuers later on. However, outside of that sign-up bonus, the spending multipliers here on this card are really not that good in my opinion, because even though it's getting 3x on groceries, gas, and dining, and then 2x on everything else, those are earned as Marriott points, which have actually become pretty devalued over the years. So in other words, earning 3x or 2x on Marriott cards is worth less compared to getting 3x or 2x on cards with more valuable flexible points currencies like Chase Ultimate Rewards or American Express membership rewards. Now, the Bonvoy Boundless card does come with another free night every account anniversary that's separate from the sign-up bonus, and that free night is worth up to 35,000 points here, which usually can be redeemed for more than the $95 annual fee of this card. So for me right now, that's worth it to pay the $95 annual fee and at least get a free night that's maybe worth $200 or more. But in the future, I may downgrade this card instead just to the no annual fee Bonvoy Bold card, because that's always an option here to get rid of an annual fee while still keeping this account open instead of closing it. Now, since I prefer Hyatt over Marriott, next here for credit card number 12 is the World of Hyatt card from Chase, and I stay at Hyatt's a lot, so I'm able to use this card to get up to 9x back on purchases at those properties. But I also got this card so that I could use it to buy my fiance Jackie's engagement ring last year while earning some Hyatt points from the sign-up bonus for a honeymoon at the exact same time. So I was able to get up to 60,000 Hyatt points by putting that ring and pretty much all my other miscellaneous spending on this card for the first 6 months that I had it with the way the sign-up bonus is structured. But other than that, I'd say this card is actually pretty below average for me with its points multipliers. So other than using it at Hyatt's, I think the only other thing I use it for is my gym membership, because it gets 2x points on gyms. Now, this World of Hyatt credit card also gets a free night every year with a category 1 to 4 Hyatt property, which can easily be worth a few $100s and makes the $95 annual fee worth it to me on this credit card as well. So I definitely plan to keep it open for that annual free night, but I'm gonna rank it at number 12 here just because the points multipliers are okay, and I still prefer using credit cards that earn those flexible points currencies for most of my everyday spending. Now, for the next few cards here, I'm just gonna have all my remaining business credit cards. So number 11 is the Amex Amazon Business Prime card, which is actually a pretty good card for how many things you can buy at Amazon while getting 5% back on all those purchases with this card. This Amazon Business card also gave me an instant $125 Amazon gift card after I got approved, but with that 5% cash back on Amazon, I do wish it was earned as 5 Amex points per dollar instead, because I would much rather have those points with the upside value. So that's why I decided to put it here at number 11, but 5% back is still really good as cash back, so I can't complain, and I'd recommend it to anyone out there that prefers a cashback setup for their business. Now, next here for credit cards number 10 and 9, it's very close on which one I'd rank higher because they do pretty similar things, but I'm gonna put the Amex Blue Business Plus at number 10 and my Chase Ink Unlimited card at number 9, mostly because of one advantage that the Ink Unlimited has, which is a much better sign-up bonus. So like the Ink Cash I talked about before, the Ink Unlimited also has a $750 cashback bonus, which is earned as 75,000 Chase points that I can get so much value from. But then the Amex Blue Business Plus only gave me 15,000 Amex points, which really is not that much. And the minimum spend to get those bonuses is different on each card. But for a business credit card sign-up bonus, I would definitely expect something much higher from American Express, because that's not really competitive with what other business credit cards offer. Now, for spending multipliers, the Blue Business Plus technically has the advantage here by getting a flat 2x points per dollar on everything versus only 1.5x points per dollar on the Ink Unlimited. However, even with that extra half point per dollar on the Blue Business Plus, it would take a lot of spending on that card to make up for the much lower sign-up bonus. Plus, for me personally, I already have a ton of Amex points, so I find myself actually putting more spending on my Ink Unlimited card to increase my balance of Chase points. So for all those reasons here, I decided to rank the Ink Unlimited right above the Blue Business Plus on this list. Also, I want to make a video really soon here about my points balances and talk about all the ways that I earn those points and break down the revenue for this channel and other good stuff like that. And that's just because I want to be fully transparent here. So I think I'm going to make that video after we hit the 100,000 subscriber mark. So make sure to go ahead and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let me know down in the comments below if you want to see a video like that. Now, as always, if you do find this kind of free content valuable and you want to help support the channel, then we've got affiliate links down below that you can go ahead and check out that are the best way to help out at no extra cost to you. Just make sure that the offers are competitive and do your own research, but thank you in advance to all of you that continue to use those links because you guys are awesome. Now, Now, next here for credit card number 8 in these rankings, I've got one last business credit card that's also my newest one, and that is the Amex Business Gold. And I'm ranking this at the top of my business cards because it is so far my highest sign-up bonus on any business credit card yet at 100,000 Amex points. But it's also got one really unique feature that doesn't really get talked about that much, but is valuable to me as a business owner who travels a lot and has saved up a ton of Amex points. So that feature is basically a points rebate where if I book a flight in the Amex portal with my selected airline of American Airlines, or if I book any first or business class flight through Amex Travel as well, I'll be able to get 25% of those points that I used to book that back to my account. Now, I think this only makes sense for me and for anyone else out there that has a lot of Amex points and is consistently generating more and more of them every single month through a business or something like that. So let me quickly walk through an example of how I use this. So let's say I'm flying out of Philadelphia, which is my home airport that I fly from most of the time, which is also an American Airlines hub. And let's say that the price of a flight I want to book is $400 cash or 40,000 Amex points when booked through the Amex portal at a value of 1 cent per point. But if I got 25% of those points back to my account, or 10,000 points in this example, then my net cost in points through the portal is only 30,000 points. So based on that $400 cash price, redeeming 30,000 net points here values those at 1.33 cents per point. So not the highest redemption, but still pretty decent. And again, it makes sense for me because I have so many Amex points saved up and I don't want them just sitting around there for too long. So I would much rather use them when it makes sense and still get a decent cent per point value. I've still been redeeming my Amex points at much higher cent per point values of 6 to 10 cents per point on a few other business class flights out of Newark later this year for some international flights, but I like to have options, which is something that the Business Gold card gives me here. And it also gets 4x points per dollar on my 2 highest areas of spending. So for all those reasons, this is my favorite business credit card at the moment in my setup. Now, coming in at number 7 on my personal list is the Bilt MasterCard, which has been rising in my rankings recently. And the main reason is because I can pay rent with it and earn 1 point per dollar, which allows me and Jackie to earn around 2,200 Bilt points every month on our combined rent. Now, the two downsides to this card are that first of all, it comes with no sign-up bonus, and then second of all, you have to make 5 transactions per billing cycle to actually keep the points you earn in that billing cycle. But since the card also gets 3x points per dollar on dining, I use it anytime I buy coffee at a coffee shop and I'm pretty much set. And the Bilt MasterCard also has no annual fee and comes with some really valuable transfer partners like American Airlines and Hyatt that I transfer to a lot. So overall, it's a great card to have and really unique with the fact that you earn points on rent without any extra processing fees that other credit cards normally face. Then for number 6 on my personal list, I have the controversial Amex Platinum card with its $695 annual fee and many credits and benefits that some people hate and some people love. So for me, I'd say I really like the credits and benefits that easily outweigh the expensive annual fee, but how you feel about this card is gonna vary depending on the number of things that I've talked about in some other videos that I'll link to down below. Now, I'm putting the Platinum card here at number 6 in my rankings because I don't use it a ton in my daily spending, so it's really only good for booking flights at 5x points per dollar or prepaid hotels through Amex, which also gets 5x points. So if I'm not booking something by redeeming points and miles, then I'm most likely putting it on this card. And then of course, I'm also using things like the Uber credit and the digital entertainment credit with my Audible subscription and a few other things like that. Plus, I'm always stopping in at the Amex lounges whenever I'm traveling. So again, for me, this card is really worth it, mostly for the benefits as well as the travel insurance protections and other perks like that. But I'm gonna put it at number 6 here just because it is so expensive and you have to put in a bit of work to make sure it's worth it for that big annual fee. Then for cards 5 and 4, I'm getting into my Chase credit cards, with number 5 being the Chase Freedom Unlimited and number 4 being the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And I know people go back and forth debating what trifecta is best between Chase and American Express, with both having their own pros and cons. But for me, it's been simple for why I'm using cards from both Amex and Chase here. So I earn Chase points to transfer over to Hyatt for booking hotels and resorts, and then I earn Amex points for booking flights with all the options I have over there. So the Freedom Unlimited is a card that I use more in my day-to-day spending by getting 1.5x points per dollar as my catch-all card from miscellaneous spending. Plus it gave me 20,000 points as a sign-up bonus. And then the Sapphire Preferred has a much better bonus of 60,000 points, and it has better features and benefits as well. And one important feature is the ability to transfer all my points that I earn across my Chase cards out to transfer partners. And that's where I get 2 to 3 times more value for those points, or even higher when redeeming for travel. travel. Now, the Sapphire Preferred does have a $95 annual fee, but it also comes with a $50 hotel credit. And in my personal setup, I use it to get 3x on streaming, and I'll use it anytime I rent a car since it comes with primary auto rental coverage. So combined together, and even combined with all my other Chase cards, I've been able to get a ton of value for travel, and I think other people could do the exact same thing with the Sapphire Preferred and, again, all those other Chase cards. Then coming in at number 3, I have the Citi Custom Cash, which is easily one of the best no annual fee credit cards on the market, since it gives me 5% back in 1 of 10 eligible categories and up to $500 of spending per billing cycle. So because gas is one of those 10 categories, I only use the Custom Cash on gas, and basically that locks me into getting that as my top spending category by default. So I easily get 5% back on gas when I fill up maybe once or twice per month. I also got a $200 sign-up bonus, which is pretty good. And another cool thing about this card is that it also earns flexible points currencies in the form of Citi thank you points. So I'm saving up those points, and then in the future, I'll probably get another Citi card like the Citi Premier, which then gives me access to Citi transfer partners. So I think the Custom Cash is a great fit for anyone looking for a good dedicated gas card, or even for anyone looking to fill in any gaps in their credit card rotation to earn 5x. Now for card number 2, I'm gonna put my Chase Freedom Flex just slightly above the Citi Custom Cash, just because personally I get a bit more value from it. So the Chase Freedom Flex also earns 5x by getting 5 points per dollar and rotating categories that change every 3 months, and have included things like Amazon, groceries, PayPal, gas, and many more useful everyday categories. Like I mentioned earlier in this video with credit card number 15, which was the original Chase Freedom card, this updated Chase Freedom Flex is the one that I actually use now in my rotation. The main difference between the older Freedom and the newer Freedom Flex is that the Flex also gets 3x on dining in drugstores. It comes with a cell phone protection benefit, and it also is a MasterCard compared to the Freedom being a Visa. As a sign-up bonus, the Freedom Flex also got me 20,000 points plus 5x on groceries for my first year, which is a limited time offer that gave me a ton of Chase points. So yeah, I'm loving the Freedom Flex with no annual fee and the opportunity to get 5x in so many great rotating categories. Now finally, for credit card number 1 in my rankings, I have none other than the Amex Gold card, which is one of the few cards that has never left my wallet since I got approved for it back in 2020. And the reason for that is because it actually earns so well by getting 4 points per dollar at restaurants and grocery stores, and food is easily one of the highest areas of spending in my budget because I eat a lot. So not only do I earn many Amex points on my everyday food spending, but I also got a really good 60,000 point sign-up bonus, even though now some people have been getting offers for as much as 75 to 90,000 points. Plus, American Express is really good, having a lot of useful Amex offers that I've taken advantage of many times on both my Gold card and Platinum card to save money on things that I was gonna buy anyway. Now, the Gold card does have a $250 annual fee, but it also comes with $240 worth of Uber and dining credits that I've been able to use. So if you're gonna use those credits within your normal spending habits, then it's an easy card to justify having, especially if you're gonna transfer your Amex points to redeem for travel, because that's where you're gonna find maximum value. Now, these are the credit cards that work best for me based on my own personal and business spending. But if you want to hear what the best overall credit cards are on the market for anyone out there right now, then make sure you go ahead and check out this video over here next. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.